Welcome to
Coding with Kids.
My name is Kalia.
And my name is Andrew.
Today we're in Edabit.
So Edabit is a coding platform where there are lots and lots of coding problems that you can solve using different kinds of coding languages. So today we're going to do 3 easy coding challenges using Python. So our first problem is called pair management. Our instructions are: given 2 arguments, return a list which contains these 2 arguments. So basically just get 2 numbers, because that's what is in the test cases, and then when you put these numbers and return it in a list. So first we have a function called makePair with 2 variables, num1 and number2. So first we're going to make a list, so we have to make the list ourselves. So we're going to do list equals and then 2 square brackets as in an empty list. Next we need to add the 2 numbers into the list and eventually return the list. So we're going to add the 2 lists using this function, this list helper function called append. So append is the function where you can add something to a list. So we're going to do list.append number1 and list.append number2. So now our list has both number1 and number2 in it. So now all we have to do is return it. So we're going to do return list. Now we're going to check it and see the test cases. So here it will give us 2 numbers here. There's 4,213 with 526, so we return it in a list with square brackets, and the same for all of them. So here in console we got all the tests passed. There were only 3 tests. So on to our next problem. So it's called Boolean to string conversion. Create a function that takes a Boolean variable called flag and returns it as a string. So all we need to do is turn a Boolean into a string. So don't forget to return your result. So here we just need to use a simple function. So first we have a function called bool to string and a variable called flag, which is a Boolean. So we're gonna create a variable called solution, which is basically storing the answer to return it. So equals string function and flag. So the string function will try to return whatever is in the in here, like for example the flag here, and it'll try to convert whatever it is into a string. So here we're going to convert the Boolean, whatever is the Boolean in the flag variable, into a string, and we're going to store that string in the solution variable, and then we're basically going to return the solution variable. Okay, so you can also use the string function on integers. Now we're going to check it and see the test cases. See, there are only 2 test cases, even less than the other ones.
True and false.
So the 2 test cases are true and false. So basically here there are booleans, so there are blue. So to make a string we need to add parentheses to make a string. So let's go back to console, and both tests are passed. To our final coding challenge. So our final coding challenge is kind of fun and silly. It's called broken bridge. Create a function which validates whether a bridge is safe to walk on. It has no gaps in it to fall through. So we're either going to return true if it's safe to walk on, and false if it has a hole in it. So here it's kind of silly and it's very creative because the number signs are actually the bridge. So if there's a gap between them, it's basically the space.
They look like railroads.
Yeah, well, it's just pretty close to a bridge. So here, for example, here you can't see any spaces. So it's a complete bridge, so it's safe to walk and you won't fall into the river. So
or whatever is beneath me.
Yeah, so we're return true. And then here, there is a hole in between the 2 parts of the bridge right here. Okay, so we're going to return false. So we basically have to check if the string with the bridge has this space in it. So here, there's only one. That's a very small bridge, so it's true. You can expect the bridge's end connecting it to its surrounding. Okay, so first we have a function called isSafeBridge with the bridge stored in a variable called s. So first we have to check if there are any spaces in the bridge. So we're going to do if, then empty string, which is a space. So we add a space in it because if you do this, it won't work. So we add a string as in a hole. So if there is a hole, technically a hole, not also a space in the bridge, which is S, we're going to return false because it's not safe to walk on. If there isn't, then we're going to isn't a hole, then we're going to do else, return true because it's safe to walk on. Now let's see the test
Or maybe
cases.
the train can go through.
Well, she said railroad, so she thinks they're a train. Okay, here, so there are 2 are false and 2 are true. So here there's a hole, there's a number sign, hole, number sign. That's still a pretty short bridge, but there's a hole in it, so we're going to turn false. Here there's also a hole between the very big bridge, so we're going to turn false. So now all tests are passed. Hooray!
Well, that was fun, and that's it for today. Thank you for watching. Remember to smash the like button and subscribe. Bye-bye.